trying to confuse them. We're not trying to, with a magic coloring book, available at his store, we're not trying to confuse them. The magician, and I'm speaking from a clown's point of view who sees it from another area, but in my opinion, a magician's point of view is to confuse. And I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is, it's to make the person go, wow, how did they do that? Okay? That is the goal of the magician. That is the prize. Having people leave and go, that guy was unbelievable. I don't know how he did anything. Okay? Now, while we want to keep the secrets, that's not our goal. Our goal is not to confuse, and it's also not to make them go, wow, that was awesome. Okay? It's not. It's to get the laughter. It's a tool. You are taking a tool and you're creating laughter out of the tool. Now, that is the first thing. The second thing is using magic as a tool to humor people. That was number 2. And as a tool, the goal is the memory of how they felt, not the trick. Okay? It's how they felt. I asked a little girl the other day, I said, I booked a job, and I said, she called me. The mother gave the phone to her, and she called me and asked me to come back out to her party. I said, do you remember any particular trick? And she said, no, I don't remember. I just watched. She don't remember that. She remembers the feeling, the good feeling that I gave her as an entertainer. And so guys, when you approach a magic trick, like a magic coloring book, or a stratosphere, or any of these wands, and you know this, I'm not here to teach you how to do magic tricks, such as I'm going to use this as a tool for my lecture. It's a tool. When you approach these, don't approach them thinking to yourself, that's a really cool magic trick. Because, let me show you what can be considered a cool, sorry, this is usually, sorry. Okay, here we go. Hold on, I'll show you this. This is a really cool magic trick, because with okay, it's okay, I'm going to get it. There we go. Because with there. Okay. There. Sorry. This is a really cool magic trick. Now, if you were kids, you'd be laughing. And you know what this is? This is a plastic tube and 2 plastic caps. Okay? That's $12. $12 on eBay. And although I rushed through it, if you were to take a trick like this and look at it in a plastic bag at a magic store, hanging, and said to the guy, what's that do? And he says, well, most magicians say, well, you squeeze it, the top comes off. Okay? It's not about the trick. This was a $75 trick. I get more laughs out of this. Now, one could say, is it because you're not putting as much effort into this trick? Maybe. Very possibly. But, you know, if this is a very visual trick, it's a very gorgeous trick, you take the tube, start over. Got it. So, they're going to stay there? Are you going to stay there? Okay. You have a ball on the top, and you got 3 balls there. So you take the tube, you take the balls out, put the tube back down, put the ball back down, and put the ball back in, just like that. And you pull, and it changes place, because there's still a ball on the top. Okay? Simple trick, 75, 80 bucks. Gotta make that funny, because that's more along the lines of the magician. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. But copying, we've already talked about copying. What kind of attitudes does the clown magician have? Now, one could say this falls into the category of character development, and it does. You know, your character. What does your character do when he picks up a magic wand? Okay. You gotta remember, if you're doing a birthday party, or if you're doing anything longer than one trick, you can't have the same attitude the whole time. Okay. So you gotta have the whole, you know, gambit of emotions as a clown, anyway, because you'll bore somebody otherwise. So I've got 3 here. I've got the cocky show-off. So I wanted to come out and show you guys the 3 variations. The cocky show-off, the apologetic, and the confused. So if you were going to come out here and say, let's say the cocky, think Daffy Duck, you know, and you know, anybody's personality can carry this at times, where you come out and say, hey, check this out. I have got the world's greatest coloring book. This is so cool. You're going to love this thing. This is it. I spent a whole dollar on this thing. I did. This is cool. That's cocky. Or you could say, hey, you ain't seen nothing till you've seen this coloring book. Forget all the other guys. This is the best coloring book ever. I am the most amazing magician with this coloring book. Okay? Apologetic. Come out and say, and Dean used to do this with a rope trick that he could nail every time. He built up the what's the word, apprehension of thinking, or the fear from the crowd that he's going to mess it up, and he'd say, I just got this coloring book. I've never done it before. You guys have got to give me a break, okay? So we're all going to do this together. This is the first time I've ever done this coloring book. Okay, so, you know, just pray with me, okay? Just pray with me. Let's do it. Apologetic. And then there's confused, where you come out and you're like, you got your card book, and you got the card inside, and you look at it and say, my favorite thing is magic coloring. Oh, it's the directions. You want to do this together at the same time? Yay! Okay, let's see. Show everybody that there are colors in the coloring book. There's no colors in the coloring book. Show everybody that there are colors. Okay. Well, what's the deal? You know, that's the confused. You don't know what you're doing. I mean, that's 3 different approaches, and there's multiple approaches. Now, I did forget to mention earlier, how can you guys use Comedy Magic? I have to backtrack a little bit. The way that, if you're not doing any form of birthday parties, let's say, what opportunities do you have to do Comedy Magic? Okay. You've heard the term pocket magic, which is small. You know, something such as the coloring book. You can get these in smaller form. Restaurants. We do Pizza Huts, now and then, where we go as a group. You don't necessarily have to do it, but it's there. If you have a magic coloring book and you go up to a table full of kids and the mom says, you know balloons for us, you can say, fine, can I do a little magic trick? Sure, this is so cool. And then just show them the coloring book, or show them a sponge ball, or show them something that you have. That is a way you can use it without necessarily doing a birthday party. Okay. Another opportunity is like a convention. Going, you know, if we ever do a convention for these folks that of the building we're borrowing right now, you know, there's a lot of elderly people. Balloons are not the thing for them. But on the other hand, you don't want to necessarily be like a magician and go straight up to a table and say, can I show you a magic trick? Use it as a tool. Talk to them, visit with them, and then pull out the magic and say, hey, I want to show you a magic trick. So there are places you guys can use this. The volunteer things that you do. If there's a lull time, magic is good to hang on to, have in your pockets for those. So, okay, moving on. Now, also with the attitudes come reactions. How you react to a magic trick. Okay. When I first started, my big reaction was, oh, scare. You know, I'd pull this up and, whoo, you know, oh my goodness. And kids laughed, and so I kept doing it. And I watched a video one time, and that's all I did, was everything, you know, and I'd do this, whoo, you know. It's good once in a while, but it's not something you have to do all the time. You've got klutzy reaction, you know, where you, and this wouldn't be something I'd do at a birthday party, this is just an example here, but, you know, klutzy would be, you know, cool. You know, I wouldn't do that. But I mean, that would be a klutzy thing. That's why I'm just say clown. The angry or the frustrated, where I pull this up and I go, now why are you doing this to me? You know you're not supposed to be doing this to me. You embarrassed me last time. What are you doing? Confident. Ta-da! You know, not funny, but confident. Clueless. Okay, so now we got green, yellow, and red. So, it's not green, yellow, and red. Huh? It's not green, yellow, and red. What do you mean it's not green, yellow, and red? We got yellow, and we got green, and we got red. No, the balls. What balls? What those balls? The balls. Okay. Yeah. Then we got the surprise, which is the jump that I did earlier.